You ever meet somebody that like brags about shit they supposed to do? Like, nah, no. You don't get like credit for doing what you was hired for. This is what you get paid for to do this. Why are you throwing this in my face like you did something that you weren't asked to do? Just sit there and go, I did this. And it's like, nah, no, that was the agreement. Should I like give you a big hug because you did what you were supposed to do?
What's good, people? It's your boy, The Kitchen. Now, what you just heard there was Rory, in fact, send shots at Julian on one of the latest episodes of the new Rory and Maul show. Now, this all obviously escalated at the beginning of the year when Julian was in fact fired from his role as head producer on the new Rory and Maul show. Now, as he left, people were kind of puzzled. A lot of fans were confused as to why Rory and Maul would let him go. I mean, they were on a really good run before his firing, so Julian being let go like that all of a sudden was very confusing and disappointed, and it left fans with many questions, so much so that the following episodes after he was let go, if you look at the comments section, it's a lot of hate, it's a lot of questions, which is surprising because Rory and Maul were never really seen as villains in any sense, like ever. But it was obvious that they saw the comments, and the week after they decided to address why Julian was not on the show, because they didn't say anything. They didn't even allude to Julian not being on the show anymore. They just said it out of the blue, and it shocked a lot of people. They said, well, not they, Rory, he mostly does the talking in this duo, but he would then go on to say that Julian is not on the show anymore, just in case you haven't heard his voice like you guys usually do, but we wish him the best in all his endeavors. That's all they said. They didn't explain why he was fired. They didn't explain anything, and it left some fans angry, some fans confused, and most of all, I'm sure it left Julian very disappointed and confused as well. So much so that he would go onto Twitter Spaces very frequently and make a lot of accusations towards Rory and Maul and clear his name in a sense. He would also then go on to say around the time Rory and Maul fired him that he was doing pretty bad financially and that he was actually living off his savings. And some of the fans would actually turn on them and in fact say that Joe Budden and those guys are pretty much the same when it comes to the business and how they treat their employees, which was kind of a good point there. But if you guys didn't hear what Julian said on Spaces a couple months back, here it is.
I'm getting fired.
I have zero money. I have no income. Everyone, there's all these. I love the videos. Everyone's like, he's rich. He's a nepo. But I literally have zero money. I'm pulling money out of my savings to make rent next month.
Are you being serious?
Am I being? Why would I lie about that? What's cool about being
people
broke?
with voices like ours? Rocky doesn't believe.
Yeah, no, I'm very broke. It sucks. Like, it's not fun. I've lost 10 pounds because I really haven't been eating much, and I've been doing a dry January.
No, don't do that. I'm a sucker for that type of shit. You need to come.
No, I mean, I'm not looking for like the sympathy struggle thing, but like this is what's currently going on. Like, I've just been so focused on this, and I've not like put my health to the side. I'm still like working out and stuff, but I just haven't. I've missed a few meals. I didn't have dinner tonight. I'm good though. It's fine.
His ribs touching.
Do you guys?
No, I'm not that bad.
I'm about to get catfished out of some more money.
No, I'm not. Also, by no means am I begging for money. You'll at the beginning of the YouTube video, I do have like a direct to cam, like, hey, like, you know, if you enjoy this content and you want more, like, I mean, I have a PayPal link in my YouTube, so like every cent that goes into from donations will literally go right back into the show.
And things in fact went so bad for Julian that he would actually link up with Rory and Maul's top up. Yes, Joe Budden. And a lot of people were confused by this, especially Imani, because a few months prior, Julian would in fact take shots at Joe Budden by quoting one of his lyrics, where he admitted that he in fact put his hands on his girl. So Imani would then in fact jump into the space while Joe and Julian are talking, and Imani would actually go off on Julian, calling him corny and two-faced. Now, if you guys didn't see that clip, here it is.
Can you
You
hear
think
me?
I'm
look
trying to
mad
be
good today.
you think I'm trying to be a messy bitch right now?
Can you guys
Yo,
hear me?
this
Oh,
is
Julian's back.
messy.
Joe,
I'm
actually,
sorry.
Hey,
No, I
mute
swear
up,
to God, it's
Imani.
like
All
every day.
right,
Hopefully that works.
this nigga shouldn't be up here divulging anything to you after all this shit he done said and did on that side. And even if you
Imani,
ain't with them niggas no more,
what did he divulge to me?
it don't nothing. He shouldn't talk to you ever,
See,
nigga.
well, I think that's a mistake.
On his part.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you got to stick in that mud. Don't come now because you got fired and now want to be able to come have a conversation with a nigga that you was just talking about running down the hall and all this other abusive shit. No, nigga, fuck you. No,
Oh
ain't no
well, for
cool.
it, it
You
can
gotta
be
stay on
it
that
can be
side.
fuck me, but we can
And
still
I think it's
talk.
whack. And I think it's whack how you doing them niggas. I think it's corny. I think that shit corny. Joe, you fired me. I'm not sitting on no stage with nobody that had as an op just to get my point across about what happened in the situation and where I move from here. Nigga, you
But if
weak for that. That's
but
weak.
I want to point out that I have not asked him anything messy, nor has he said anything messy.
Just being on here and conversing with you is messy. He's corny for that. And
I
niggas
don't.
gotta
I
call it
just.
out.
Can you hear
I'm
me?
not saying he's a corny person because I don't know him as a person, but the move today is corny. It's corny. And niggas gotta call it out for what it is. I'm sorry.
Now, I'm not gonna hold you. I kind of agree where Imani's coming from because Julian was throwing shots left, right, and centre when he was with Rory and Moore, and now that they fired him, now that they kicked him to the curb, going on Joe's stage and conversing with him and laughing with him and kikiing with him, it looks nasty. It looks two-faced. It looks snaky. But then again, I see the other side where Julian doesn't really have an alliance to anyone. Julian wasn't with Rory and Moore during the Joe Budden days. He was just, I guess, hired to produce a show. But I digress. But all in all, after this link up happened between Joe and Julian, it really didn't go anywhere. After that space, everything died down. Julian would create his own podcast and go a different way. Rory and Moore would then continue their podcast and they would actually get a deal from their pod with the volume, which is kind of a big deal as well, seeing that these guys they've been doing this for a while. They've been doing this for 4 years without Joe. A lot of people counting them out. A lot of people said that they would fail without Joe, but they're 4 years in and they're doing pretty well. They're still doing live shows. They're still doing the merch. They've actually added on another show as well, a sports show, which was part of their volume deal, which the fans also seem to enjoy a lot. So everything is going good for everybody. Everybody landed pretty well in my opinion. But then Rory would then send shots at Julian again. And if you didn't hear the shot, it was the clip that you heard in the beginning. Here it is.
You ever meet somebody that like brags about shit they supposed to do? Like, nah, no. You don't get like credit for doing what you was hired for. This is what you get paid for to do this. Why are you throwing this in my face like you did something that you weren't asked to do? Just sit there and go, I did this. And it's like, nah, no, that was the agreement. Should I like give you a big hug because you did what you were supposed to do?
No, I can't lie. This was kind of unwarranted, especially out of nowhere, because Julian seems to be doing pretty well for himself. He's actually said that he enjoys what he's doing. He enjoys being away from the hip-hop sphere of podcasting and the online beefs and things of that nature. He likes being in his own lane, which he's admitted to on Spaces. But now this shot, it didn't really make sense, but it's obvious that Julian heard this, because he would then tweet somebody. Now I think this somebody is Rory, but he would say the following: all those late nights and bottles of wine are wearing on your face. Drink some water and get some sleep. Now this is funny, because Rory has said many a times that he loves wine, that he is in fact a red wine drinker. But then I thought to myself, could I be wrong? Could I in fact be reaching again? Well, I don't really reach like that because some of the stuff I be saying is true, but I looked in the comments just to make sure I wasn't going crazy, and a lot of the people had my sentiments. And then I would actually see Julian respond to some fans actually saying, is this about Rory? But then he would say, no man, you have to kill that narrative. I can't control how you feel. But then I'm like, no, stop gaslighting. It's about Rory. Who else would you be talking to? It just wouldn't make sense. But all in all, how do you guys feel about this? Do you guys feel like Rory should in fact let this go? because I don't feel like Maul is really. I don't think Maul cares. I really don't. I think Rory still likes to throw shots. Rory still likes to add his 2 cents. He likes controversy as well. And I think Maul is. I think Maul is the same. He just hides it well. But I just feel like Julian has moved on from this, and every time Rory responds, he just feels like he has to say something because he's going to be seen away if he doesn't, which then in turn creates this cycle of just pointless back and forths that originated from nothing. But like I said, let me know how you guys feel about this one, because I'll definitely be in the comments just reading how you guys feel about it. But until next time, it's your boy The Kitchen. Deuces.
To be quite honest, if Julian was on Spaces with Joe talking when he was working with us, I would look at it as weird. But no one ever, that didn't even enter my mind that that would be a thing, to let alone say it to him. I think he misspoke. He got caught up and nervous and was trying to save face. Same way with his poem when he was making up that people quit and it was just him and Demaris left. Like Yomi moved to Atlanta. She bought a house with her partner, and then she also shot our Atlanta show. Rel didn't quit. He left because he has 2 kids and the hours were crazy. Rel shoots My Karma's Beautiful for us, and also if Peach isn't around, would fill in. Like this whole people quit thing. I don't know. I just think Julian is. Go ahead, change the narrative and the truth, the angle. Do what you gotta do to promote your show. I just think it's corny and it's weird that you would joke like, "Oh, it was just back and forth banter," and you joking about domestic violence. He said someone quit, and then another person quit. Seems like a pattern here. And then it was just me and my co-host. Literally, the only 2 people that left were Yomi, that had been planning for months to move to Atlanta. We knew her date that she was leaving, and she still works with us. Rel, who has 2 kids and lives in New Jersey, couldn't keep up with the hours. Still works with us though. So yeah, you're just angling things to look crazy, and to say it's just you and Damaris left when the entire staff is still there. Like, where'd Peach go? Where'd our entire social team go? Where did our booking team? Like, the whole crew is still here. Where'd our merch team go? No one quit. I've been very quiet about the situation to the detriment of our own brand, because I fully understand that our listeners have a connection to Julian and wanted more answers. But out of respect for Julian, I have been very quiet. Now you doing this weird, goofy, which is fine. Like, if you want to promote your pod, I totally get it. I'm not knocking your hustle. Do what you have to do. But one, don't lie. And number 2, don't say domestic violence is jokes. That's all. I have no like I said to you 2 weeks ago, week ago. I do not want to see Julian fail. Have at it. Just don't lie on me. Don't lie on my company. And that's about it.